thought I'd do a quick little vid on propeller ventilation, what it is, what can cause it, and some things I've found that can help with it. What it is, it's basically air just gets sucked in down around the cav plate and into the blades of your prop. And once air gets mixed with the water, the prop just loses bite and thrust, and your prop revs up and you go nowhere. What can cause it? One of the main things is engine height. Once you start mounting your outboard higher, your prop gets closer to the water's surface, making it easier for it to suck air in around the cav plate and down into the blades. Another thing, you might get it through turns, especially when you're trimmed out. As you trim your outboard out, same thing, when you trim out, your prop's actually getting higher towards the water surface. It makes it easier for it to suck air down around the cav plate and into your blades. Another one too is external keels on the tinny. It's like a 40 or 50 mil alloy strip that runs along the keel of your hull. Thankfully most tinnies nowadays don't have it, but back in the 90s, mid-90s, I'd reckon about 80% of tinnies were made with external keels. They were just a real pig of a boat to drive. I remember with my old Stacers when I was a young bloke on pro lines and that, I used to just cut the keel off and they were just a totally different boat. But yeah, found with the external keel you had to run your outboard a lot lower. Yeah, so I've seen lately a lot of posts regarding engine height, like a lot of guys want to set their tinnies up to go pretty good and that, and they ask about engine height and whatnot, and a lot of suggestions are is to have your cav plate level with the bottom of your hull, which is a good starting point, but in reality most outboards 60 and under, the props they come with just really aren't designed to run at that height. I don't reckon they got much in the way of blade design to help the prop deal with a bit of ventilation once a few air bubbles get mixed with the prop, like the water going through the prop. I think they're made to be run deep, like the dealers set them up from the factory, just mounting the outboard super low so they don't ventilate and just, you know, they just drive well for the average punter that gets his boat. But yeah, once you start raising the outboards up and this makes it easier for them to suck air, that's when you run into a few dramas. One thing I've found that helps would be my first go-to is propeller cupping. Like a lot of props, especially for little tinnies, come with little to no cup at all, but what cupping is, it's just a little curved edge along the trailing edge of the propeller blade. It's just got a little curved edge. Just helps the water exit the blade more cleanly, and it makes it harder for that air to get back around and ventilate your prop. Like gives it a lot more bite and grip. Like it's night and day difference running a prop with no cup to one that has cup. It really does help. Well, I found it really does help. If you're pretty good with a hammer and confident with tools, you can do it yourself with alloy props, just on your tow ball, with your car or your ute, just the trailing edge of your blade, where your tow ball curves, just sit it along the edge of that and gently tap on it and just create like a little curved edge on the back of your blade. Yeah, just make sure you can get it as even as you can on all the blades, and yeah, bolt it on and give it a go. And if you're still getting a little bit of ventilation, knock a little bit more cup into it, and yeah, a little bit of trial and error. Sometimes props only need a little bit of cup to get them to where they need to be, and other times you need a little bit more. But yeah, that's my first go-to thing. The second, believe it or not, I can't see I'm going to say this, is permatrim. I found a permatrim helps. I was messing around doing some experimenting, and had prop on, alley prop with a bit of cup, and the motor was jacked fairly high, and I ran it without the permatrim, and it was a little bit of ventilation getting out of the hole, but I found it was ventilating a lot through turns, especially trimmed out and at certain speeds. So when I bolted the permatrim back on, I left all the engine height and everything the same, and the same trim settings, and yeah, it didn't ventilate. It got rid of the ventilation, which quite surprised me. I've only ever thought of permatrims for, like, they're good for underpowered boats getting out of the hole and slow speed planing and that. Like, yeah, it must be because of this turned edge, I reckon, and they make the cav plate a lot wider further forward too, which makes it a lot harder for the prop to suck air down in the blades. So that's one theory I have why it seemed to help me. I've never really tried one of those. I've never had experiences with those dolphin fin style hydrofoils. Whether or not they help, I don't know, but yeah, you could only try. But yeah, they're the two things that I've found that have helped me with ventilation, other than the obvious dropping your motor back down. But you know, you want to get the best out of your performance, out of your tinny, get the best speed you can and best cruising and good fuel economy. But yeah, cupping a propeller is probably my best advice. If you don't want to do it yourself, you can always send it to a prop guy. I'd reckon you'd probably be looking at $25-30 shipping both ways, and I definitely wouldn't pay any more than $100 to get an alloy prop cup. Like, probably wouldn't even be that. It'd only take them, I don't know, wouldn't take them any more than half an hour, I wouldn't reckon. Like an experienced prop guy. Stainless steel props, I definitely send them to a prop guy and get it done professionally, because yeah, you don't want to go damaging a stainless prop, you know, $600-700 worth of prop. Whereas if you mess up a little alley prop, they're only a couple of $100 to replace and just keep the other one for a spare or whatnot. But yeah, there are a couple of things that I've found that have helped me. But yeah, so anyhow, that's it.